Dr. Diana Pasulka may have just revealed the secret when looking at aliens by asking the question of, are they spiritual beings? This is also a question, or at least a theory, that we put forth in one of our most recent videos, the interdimensional phenomena, talking about how the visitors are not excarnate beings. But you see, Dr. Diana Pasulka is not alone when making these type of claims. We've also seen people like Anna Paulina Luna say that she believes some of these entities are interdimensional beings. Congresswoman Bobert also said the very same thing when looking at some of these files. If you'd like a rabbit hole to go down that actually refers to this, look up Memorandum 6751. You can see it over there in the top right. This document talks about the excarnate visitors, the ones that we mentioned in the video that we put out. This document talks about the excarnate visitors and how they interpenetrate our realm of existence, and they are looking to settle on it. Bob Lazar also has made claims that these aliens don't come from outer space, they come from within. And just last year, we had whistleblower David Grusch talk about the interdimensional holographic principle when describing UAPs. But back to Dr. Diana Pasulka and why this is so important. In this video clip, she talks about how maybe we're looking at it wrong. We're using language to communicate with something that is extra-dimensional or interdimensional. We need a new interface. That's where AI comes in.
Okay, so ant colonies, right? The ants don't know what we are, that we exist. We know what they are, but we can't communicate with them. So there's an incommensurability problem. Both exist. We could, we know about them. They don't know about us. And if we were to somehow try to communicate with them, what would that look like? So to me, the communication interface has been religion. And now it's shifting and changing. And so the communication interface is changing and it's confusing to us. But it's also, we have a lot of shifts happening at the moment. We even have AI. It's a communication interface. So we're at a really interesting time period. Religions took a long time to develop. They were local. Now we're global. And the religiosity changes as well. So that's what I was trying to say in American Cosmic. I didn't actually, when I wrote it, I didn't actually understand how real it actually was. That was shocking to me.
I've talked about this on the show and how I believe that to a larger degree, some of these so-called entities, these extra-dimensional or even interdimensional entities, will possess synthetic biological entities, like robots, like organic robotoid type things. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like they need a body here to reside in, and so they're going to essentially possess, they're going to interpenetrate something that is able to receive their frequency, and because we've manifested it here, it doesn't need to manifest. We've given it a portal to do so. This is a longer theory that I've had over here on the show and in all of our content, that demons, aliens, and robots, they're all within the same type of lexicon, or this umbrella, so to speak. And so when Dr. Diana Pasulka comes out and asks the question of, are aliens spiritual beings, and saying that we need a new interface, that's right up the alley of what we've always been trying to explain. That what we think of as demons are actually aliens. And this is also put forth by people like Aleister Crowley, Lamb, Iowas, and the entities that we see with the Greys, right? That's why people talk about these entities as having synthetic biological components, or like organic robots, because they're not real, but they simulate it to a degree. And what is a human body? They know what the contents are, or what the chemical makeup is: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, potassium, and sulfur. That's to act as a resonant magnet, a resonance frequency magnet for human souls, right? It's like what our bodies dial into. Well, imagine we've got CERN going on, they've got AI. I mean, we've we're talking about this in this series we're putting together over on Substack, when looking at things like Project Stargate, Project Sinnerlane, Project Real Flame, and Project Sunstreak. They have technology to detect your etheric body. They had this back in like the 70s for remote viewing. They wanted to see whether or not if they could find people trying to come to sensitive military installations, and they would pick up on their energy signatures. They have this technology. But this isn't about psychic stuff. This is about interdimensional things. We're talking about creating vessels, creating bodies, creating drones, creating magnets for whatever these spiritual aliens are, whatever these interdimensional beings are that are coming here. So we'll put out a part 2 about this particular phenomenon. And in this one, we don't really talk a whole lot about Memorandum 6751, but it is a big secret when looking at this. There are for sure extra-dimensional and interdimensional components to this. There's crypto-terrestrial components as well. When looking at this overall phenomena, you have to be open-minded. The visitors are not excarnate beings, but us not only summoning them here, giving them bodies here, and doing everything we need so that they can come here is going to make them arrive. So we're going to put out a video. We're going to try to put all this together, but I saw this video enter into my feed and I said, that's exactly what it is. People are slowly starting to get it. They're not from outer space. They're from within.